Benny boy.
Welcome everyone to episode 8.
To be honest with you, I'm losing track.
Sorry,
Yeah.
mate. I'm on it.
Episode 8. We are in a different location.
We are basically Harry Potter. This feels like the cupboard under the stairs.
I didn't know where that was going to
Yeah.
go. Yeah, so we're in a different location. We might sound a bit different. We're trying out being in Coventry this time. Apologies if it doesn't sound as you'd normally expect.
Or look.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still the truth is, mate, it's still us.
Yeah, that's what matters.
That's what people are coming back for, I hope.
Yeah.
First things first, mate, episode 8.
Yeah.
Have you had a new sofa in the last few weeks?
Yes.
Are you serious?
I am not joking. This is going to be my high.
My mind is blown. Please, is it because of the podcast? Just
So-
tell us. Go straight.
so-
This is madness.
So we filmed the podcast, came out on the Friday. The day after, I get a phone call from my brother who is moving house, and he was like, "Do you want a sofa?"
Did he listen to the pod?
He hadn't listened to it yet.
Oh my goodness.
I said to George, I was like, "Have you listened to the pod yet?" He was like, "Oh no, I haven't had a chance to." Why? I was like, "You'll know why when you listen to the podcast."
Oh my word.
And it's like a lush sofa. It's a really, really nice sofa. Honestly, it was like we were praying hard for provision. I know we were kind of joking anyway, but we were praying hard for provision for us as we go into married life. And we get a sofa.
Mate, God provided. That is stunning.
I genuinely was so excited to tell you.
Mate,
as soon as we got it, I was like, oh my goodness, this is brilliant. Ben is going to love it.
Yeah, I flipping do. That's incredible.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's my high
Yeah.
of the last couple of weeks.
Well, I should probably tell you that I've had a brand new car donated to me. No, I haven't really. No, Diane slowly died a death. And then my friend Jack, who's a mechanic, sorted me right out. Diane lives on.
Lives on.
So, yeah. Anne doesn't, but Diane does. That isn't a good
Sorry,
one.
Anne.
For those who haven't listened to the podcast, go back, listen to episode 7, all will be revealed.
Oh.
We'll come to high lows in a minute, obviously.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to start with is we are a few weeks away, like moments away, from 7 p.m. sunsets, barbecues, and those summer nights.
Yeah.
I need to hear that. I do listen to the podcast back quite a few times. So when I listen to this back, I wanted to remind myself of that. But also, I think there are some people out there that just need to hear that.
Yeah.
Like that whole, it's been a long winter.
Yeah.
And so we are just moments away from those summer nights.
Do you know what? I needed to hear that.
Yeah.
And you have lifted my spirit.
Come on.
I genuinely, I've been moody and grumpy the last little while. And actually, yeah, wow, weather does change.
Those summer
things,
nights, mate, they're on their way. Come on. Incredible. Second thing I want to say, I had my team day again this month and had a great time with the team. It was a real privilege, sorry Nancy, to be with the guys. But one of the things that was overwhelming that came back from a team day was voice notes. Yay or nay. I couldn't believe how outraged some of the team were. Some people don't like voice notes.
You're for them,
I
aren't
love
you?
a voice
yeah.
note.
We send quite a lot of voice
Yeah.
notes together. Yeah, I'm all for them.
Do you times 2 them?
1.5 them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Times 2's a little bit too fast for me.
Yeah.
1.5. Yeah, good speed. I just think they're great because sometimes you need to convey a bit more emotion into what you're saying. A voice message is just better than just sending a message.
Yeah, I agree.
I think a voice message is great.
And I purposefully talk slower so
Do
that when
you?
somebody times 2s it, it's up to normal speed. No,
They're listening to this like, why is this a -1? Like,
I don't do that, but I will from now on.
100%.
That is superb.
That is brilliant.
Okay, good. Let's get into the podcast then. For those who have never listened before, welcome to episode 8.
Yeah.
You can go back and listen to it. It's all brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
And that's not just our words, that's our parents' words. So go back, listen to it. The way it works is that we basically go through high lows, then we go through relationship status, things we're thankful for, and the pursuit of faithfulness. And then we normally end, or we tend to end, with a question by one of our family members. And this week we've got my sister-in-law, Kelly. Let's get on to the high lows. You've already started with your high.
My high is provision.
Incredible.
A sofa.
You were sneaky as well because so we have a shared note and you just put provision and I was just like, oh man, this guy's gone super spiritual.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like, I don't want to just say new sofa because then we just lose the...
I almost certainly would have called you straight away to be like,
100%.
What the heck happened?
Yeah.
But obviously this is save it for the pod.
Yeah.
Not save it for a phone call where no one else can listen
Save
in.
it for a voice note. Yeah. So my high, provision. Yours?
Creme egg McFlurries, baby.
Ooh.
It is cream egg McFlurry season.
Sorry, just a quick aside. Did you
Yeah.
have that Kit Kat one, the ruby white chocolate one at all?
Just to let you know, we've been friends for quite a long time. You've asked me to pray at your wedding. You've put me on the list for the stag do. You've wanted to do a podcast with me. I've even celebrated on this podcast 10 years of being gluten-free. Kit Kat is riddled with gluten. So, no.
Yeah, but surely, like, just in a little amount, it's not going to kill you.
Yeah, no. So I did do it. I did do it and I survived. No. No, I wasn't able to.
Well, to be honest, you're not missing out.
Okay.
Sorry, Maccas. Not your best.
Did you say Macca's?
No.
You say Mackies. That's why I picked up on it.
I never say Maccas.
Wow. I love that. Yeah, I just picked up on it straight away. I was like, wow. That's how well I pay attention to our friendship. You say something and I'm like, no, you definitely don't normally say that.
I don't know why I said it.
You're asking me if I eat gluten. That's where we're at friendship-wise.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, okay, cream egg McFlurries, mate. Have
There
you
we
had
go.
one this season?
No.
Mate, get
Not
on
yet.
it. And also, another high from McDonald's,
Yeah.
from Mackey's, is that it's what used to be Monopoly, but now it's like peel and sip. It's Monopoly season and cream egg McFlurry
Can
season.
I let you into a little secret?
Of course you can. You probably won a car on peel and sip. Of course you did. The Lord is providing for you.
Don't. I know we spoke about how we eat cream eggs a couple of episodes ago.
Yeah.
I'm not actually a massive fan of them.
Oh, my.
I don't know why I didn't say it sooner. It's been sitting on me for a while.
Wow, you feel...
I felt really convicted to say something then.
Yeah.
I mean, Karen loves them,
Mm.
so have bought them recently because they've obviously been around a bit more because of Easter.
But you don't really like them.
I just find them a bit too sweet and a bit too sickly. If I have one, I've got to be in the right mood for it.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
And to be honest with you, if someone turned around to me and said, "Here you go, here's a cream egg, have a cream egg," I'm probably going to eat it.
Yeah, yeah.
But
100%.
it just wouldn't be my first choice. My low is Aldi.
He wanted a Mercedes and the Lord provided an Audi.
Oh man, you really need a car, don't you?
George, if you're listening. No, I'm kidding.
So I was in Aldi start of this week, packing my bag, rapid checkout, by the way.
You've got to.
Oh
You
my
have
goodness. I always go for self-checkout because I know it's safer.
Mm.
And this time it wasn't safe. She was rapid. I mean, hats off to her. She's efficient at her job. But I just couldn't keep up. There was this woman. I noticed her when I was doing my shopping. And she asked a worker where the toilet is. And she was then, for some reason, stuck in between the like two doors at the exit. The checkout lady said, "Oh, what are you doing?" Because they're basically asking if she'd nicked anything.
Right.
She was like, "Oh, I've just been to the toilet." She had stuff in her bag, and the lady was like, "Can I see your receipt, please?" There's this other lady outside with her. The lady who's trapped is saying to the checkout woman that, like, "I'm with her. We've just bought all of that stuff." Obviously, the checkout lady and other co-workers had to do their job. They had to check. But basically, they just started coming in, and they were effing and blinding. They were swearing. She came right up to the checkout lady. She was like shoved the receipt in her face. I was like, "There you go," just swearing at her, shouting at her. And I just kind of was like, I just tried to diffuse it a little bit. I was just like, "It's fine. If you got the receipt, it's fine. You can go." I don't know why I did.
Everybody just calm down.
Yeah, I just tried to chill out. Like, as kids around, people were swearing. It just made me feel really uncomfortable.
And all the while, whilst trying to pack your shopping in record time. The Aldi Batman. My low of the week, mentally, have been struggling quite a lot over the last few weeks. Like, I've started to see a counsellor again. Yeah, just because there's just some things in my life that I think I need help with. I need extra support with. It's just been a tough few weeks. Yeah, I spoke to a guy at football just around where I was at, which will take us into thankfulness in a second, but was just really encouraged and sort of said, "Oh, it's really important that people hear these things." And so if there are other people out there who are struggling, then it's okay to be struggling. And the old cliche of it's okay to not be okay. I think there's so much pressure, even though we know that saying, that there is this pressure to feel like, well, it is okay not to be okay, but also I want to be okay. Yeah. My family and friends have been, Lexi, people around me, church peeps, have been superb in supporting me with that.
I feel like there's maybe a little bit of stigma for men of like, oh, they don't need counselling. You've got something wrong with your tooth, you go to the dentist. You've hurt your foot, you go to the doctor. You need to talk to someone. You need to fix something. You go to a counsellor. You go it's just another one of those tools that we have access to that we can use. And so I think it's great that you're able to very openly be able to go through that process. Yeah, I'll be checking in with you.
Thanks, brother.
And not just waiting for the next podcast episode.
100%.
you saying that would lead into thankful for?
I am thankful for my football team. I feel like I hit a real low on Saturday, and normally football is an escape, and football is a means of, putting your problems aside and just being able to feel freedom. And there's a fine balance between suppressing it or actually just leaving it for a little while. And I think it got to the point where I was definitely suppressing a lot, and I think it overflowed into the football game. And so had a game Saturday morning and started. And within the first 10 minutes, just knew that my head wasn't in the right place, wasn't in a good place. Yeah, just was really open and honest and said, look, lads, just mentally, my head's not in it this week, and I'm just really struggling today. And just the way that the boys got around me and have since followed up and took care of me. And it just was a real, a lot of them aren't Christians. A lot of them are just lads who play for a church football team. So I just felt it was a really encouraging, and to be that honest and to be that open with them was important. And I was just really grateful for them.
I am thankful for Sonar, the band that I'm part of. Not just the gig that we've got tomorrow, which is exciting and a bit nervous. I'm just really thankful for them, and thankful for being able to play really fun music with really good friends, and kind of seeing where that will go, because we're all such good friends. There's never this kind of competitive, awkward nature within the band at all. It's always just getting alongside each other.
Hit me with a jingle.
Relationship status, yeah, it's the time for relationship status. Relationship status, yeah.
Wow.
That was not one of my strong points. You can tell why I'm the drummer and not the songwriter.
No, I loved it. I loved your commitment to it.
Yeah, there we go.
Relationship status. I think the question that and this is rightly so for anyone who is dating, we're not in this just to hang out and have fun. Like, we are having fun and we are enjoying each other's company, but also we're asking the hard question of, are we right together for marriage? Okay. With that comes an open hand towards God of like, yeah, God, we enjoy each other's company and we feel like we do love each other, but is this right before you? Like, what do you want? In other times you could suppress that and just sort of be like, well, we really like each other, so let's just crack on. And there is freedom to choose and there is freedom of choice, but ultimately we want, in the same way that one day if I do ever ask her to marry me, I'm going to go to her father and say, hey, can I marry your daughter? I think right now I'm in a period of time where I'm asking her heavenly father, which sounds super cheesy, but like I am asking her heavenly father, hey, can I marry your daughter? And what are the areas in me that you need to reveal in me so that I don't carry those into a marriage. That's, like I said on the last pod, that is incredibly healthy but incredibly hard. Yeah, I mean, for me, still engaged, still going, less than 4 months now. Come on. It's getting close. I haven't really thought about like the wedding in the last month in a way, which we haven't really needed to, but because we've been so busy, especially with Sonar, getting ready for that, it's been a crazy time that we haven't really thought about it much. I heard someone say the word steadfast earlier, and it just always makes me think of kind of Karen, and I don't have to think about the wedding in the future all the time. Like there can be times where I just kind of crack on with life, and I know that she will always be kind of there, and we're always good. Guys, we've got 2 segments left. We've got the pursuit of faithfulness. Yeah, we do. And we've also got questioned by our family. Do you want a jingle? I would, after the last one, I would love a jingle for the pursuit of faithfulness. No, as in, sorry. I meant that as, please, can you do a jingle? Okay. This is hard because I just go into the other jingles that I've done from previous episodes. Yeah. But I'm just going to try and go for something totally different. The pursuit of faithfulness. My voice. I apologise to anyone who was listening to that with earphones in. That must be such an awful experience. Pursuit of faithfulness. Why don't you kick us off? Yeah, mixed bag. Because I've been so busy and quite tired, I've noticed that my morning discipline and stuff has taken a hit some days. I still am trying to be intentional, and sometimes it's just literally I read a psalm and I'll thank God and I'll pray and that's it, sort of thing. Still been seeing God at work, and had this basically like revelation on the Lamb of God and just the reflecting on Jesus as the perfect spotless lamb. And I think we kind of sing these songs, we hear about it, and I don't think it's necessarily
well, certainly personally, it's not a name of God that I have ever particularly grasped fully. John's mission basically was to prepare the way for Jesus. Like that's his that was his main role as a disciple, was to prepare the way for Jesus. And when it came to like his big moment to announce Christ onto the world stage, basically, he doesn't say like, behold the Son of God, behold the Word of God, behold the great I am. He says, behold the Lamb. Was reflecting on the Passover, reflecting on the Lamb, and the Passover completely takes our eyes off of our sin and off of ourselves and fixes our eyes on Jesus. I loved this when I was reading this. God did not inspect the inside of the house. He looked for the blood on the outside. And so therefore it's not about the quality of our life. It's only based on the merit of Jesus' death. It just then means that salvation is completely outside of ourselves. The blood that was shed for me just completely means that I have to do nothing else. It means that salvation is completely outside of myself. I had more to say and now it's gone. And in a way, that's more of a wake-up call for me because I've let it. I've kind of not reflected on it enough in a way. So that feels like that's quite a rounded way of me saying having these things where God's still teaching me, but I'm not necessarily reflecting or spending enough time with him. What about you? Pursuit of faithfulness hit me.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I'm in the season where I feel out of control of my emotions and I feel overwhelmed by my insecurities. And I'm speaking to people and reading stuff and looking to Jesus to try and help me through those. But that's just a battle. I wish I could sit here and be like, it's so easy. Like, it's just comes so naturally to me to just remind myself of the truth and then I just get on with the day. Like, it's just hard graft. It's just hard graft to consistently and constantly remind yourself of the truth of the gospel. But that's what I'm trying to do. The reason we called this segment The Pursuit of Faithfulness is because the outcome is faithfulness. Yeah. And so like that's
so good. Yeah.
So almost like, I don't know what's happening and I don't know where I'm going and at times like I don't know what the future holds, which is scary. But the pursuit is of faithfulness. Yeah. The pursuit isn't of career. The pursuit isn't of romance or marriage or children or to have a successful podcast. Like the pursuit is faithfulness. Yeah. And so by the very nature of the pursuit, we're chasing after the faithfulness.
Mate. Good, mate.
Sweet.
Really good.
Right, let's finish strong.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing's been strong so far. But let's finish with question by our family.
Yeah. So we've got
my sister-in-law Kelly, been married to Dan for 10 plus years. I want to get that right.
Yeah.
Sorry guys if I've got that wrong.
Oh, I have.
I'm going to say almost 11. Yeah, you were there for New Year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a random time.
That was random.
I loved it.
It was
but
class.
That was random.
It was
I completely forgot about that.
It'll be 11 years in August. Wow. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I back myself. So yeah, sister-in-law, the greatest sister-in-law I've well, the only one I've got, but also the best.
I was thinking that. I was racking my brains like, is he about to give a favourite? No,
Yeah, technically the only sister-in-law I've got at the moment, but a superb one at that.
Hi there, my name's Kelly and I'm Ben's sister-in-law. I have now known Ben for longer than I haven't known him, which means I know a lot about him. He might not like that, but one of the more kind of strange things that I know about him is that when he and Dan were growing up, they used to play in their local sewers. To be honest, I didn't know this was ever a thing. It's not something that my friends ever did. But yeah, that is definitely something that they did and potentially took a lot of enjoyment out of it. Who knows? I'll let him explain. But my question to you guys is, what is the thing that you look back on your childhood that you used to do that at the time you thought was normal, but actually was really, really odd?
That is a brilliant question.
It's a superb question.
And there is some brilliant context for us to unravel there.
I mean, she could have just said, right, guys, from childhood, but she's stitched me right up there.
Please explain. Well, in the sewers.
We thought it was normal. At the end of our street, there was a small woodland. Yeah. Like a very small.
A wooded area.
A wooded area. It was probably, I'd say, the size of half a football pitch. That's for context, everyone watching. I can't show you that with my hands, but it's about said big. And at the back of the woodland area, next to the main dual carriageway road, there was a opening to a sewer, which was covered by cages that you could maneuver yourself through. Yeah. So there was obviously a door that people would unlock to go down there. Yeah. But because we were kids, and I'm talking like maybe 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. Okay. Because of that, you could maneuver yourself through. Okay. And so it just became a thing that we did. It'd be like, oh, what are you up to? Oh, should we meet by the sewers? And then, oh yeah, let's go down to the sewers. And
So were they working sewers?
yeah. So you'd go in, and obviously this part was like open to the light.
Yeah.
And then you'd go in, and then there were 2 tunnels, and then you'd basically wander through, and the tunnels would get smaller and smaller. And I'd say about again half a football pitch, you could walk under, and you had to crouch down. And then we got under the dual carriageway, and then there was a point where you could stand up because there was a manhole above, and that was on the dual carriageway.
Oh my!
And so you could be able to get to that point, stand up, and then hear the cars on the road.
Did you ever like peek your head out?
No. That was like high up,
Oh,
so it was like too high, but you could like look up and then you'd see rats down there, and you'd basically like just. I mean, we used to tell each other stories that like Leonard, the neighbour, used to live down. You know, all these like weird.
Oh. But like, was there poo?
I guess at the time you didn't really think about it.
Was there a walkway? Like,
yeah, so we weren't trudging
I
through
basically
people.
think right. I'm thinking flushed away.
Right.
You know, when Roddy gets chucked down,
This is so niche.
he gets chucked down the toilet.
Yeah.
He ends up in the sewer.
Yeah.
And then he hoiks himself up onto a bit of a pathway. That's what I'm picturing.
Do you know-
Did it have a pathway?
Do you know who directed Flushed Away?
No.
It was a guy called Andrew Johnson. Andrew Johnson used to come down the sewer with us, and he was inspired by
No,
Flushed.
you're-
No, of course not. I can't believe you bit for that. No,
Wow.
it was nothing like Flushed Away. I'm sorry to disappoint you. There was no rubber dinghies. There was no sort of adventure on. There wasn't a river of poo.
Can I just stop you there? I'm not asking about that. Like, I'm not asking if there's adventures. I'm asking, did you walk through poo? Like, did you walk through
Yes.
like everyone's wee and poo?
Yes, probably.
Oh, Ben.
But I wore wellies.
Oh. What happened when you had to crouch down
No, we
on your hands and knees?
No, we were never on hands and knees.
Oh.
We were never on hands and knees. Yeah, I mean, Tim and Helen, what were you thinking?
Oh, dear.
Did you used to know that, Mum and Dad? Like, I think that's the main question. I don't know. I have no idea why we used to do it.
Is that your answer to the question? Is that the weirdest thing?
The sewers were weird. I guess. I mean, conkers.
Yeah.
Conkers were pretty weird, and you used to come up with new ways. Like if you boiled them overnight, then left them in vinegar, you would have the hardest conker to then beat your friends to win at conkers.
Did you ever do like Nerf wars?
No, to be honest, Nerf was probably before my time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe that's not that weird though, is it?
Yeah. I think probably to my shame, the weirdest thing that I used to do was get a girlfriend around Valentine's Day. And shout out to Candy Kofi because she bought me, I mean, I was 9 at the time. Started dating Candy Kofi. I got a crisp £5 note for Valentine's Day and like Street Fighter 2 on PlayStation 1.
Wow.
And it was like the greatest gift.
That's brilliant.
And I think...
How old were you?
Like 9.
That's fantastic.
And then... But
well done, Candy. Candy, if you're listening...
But I remember Valentine's Day being on a Friday, and then I thought, I can't break up with her today because obviously she's just given me the gift.
Yeah.
And then so I waited till the Monday after playing Street Fighter 2 all weekend, which is that's so bad.
That is awful.
Yeah. Candy Kofi, I am so sorry. And I always remember, this is another weird story, Candy's brother Andre was chewing in class one time. He was in my brother's year. So this is my brother's story. He was in class. This is primary school. You know, when the teacher's like, right, take the pen lid out of your mouth because you'll swallow it.
Yeah.
Andre did swallow it. And so he was like, had to get rushed to hospital because obviously he was like,
yeah, because you can like whistle.
Yeah, because you can whistle through it. And that's how he
happening.
survived. But yeah, that was, sorry for anyone listening that's uncomfortable, but think of Andre Kofi.
Andre and Candy.
Yeah.
Sound like a great pair of siblings.
Yeah.
Sounds like they'd be down the sewers on the Friday night.
They almost certainly were. I think that's where me and Candy had our first kiss.
Oh no.
I mean, how I thought that was romantic is
Ben.
absolutely awful.
Wow.
But we're learning a lot every single day.
100%. We lived at like the top of this lane. And so I used to just like cycle up and down this lane just by myself, pretending that I was in like a race.
Wow.
And I'd like commentate myself going along those.
Wow.
It's like, oh, and Archie, oh, that's a good line round the corner. That's a good...
this was out loud?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'd just cycle up and down this lane
man.
and I'd just like pretend that I was in a race. And funny enough, I always won.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Yeah, I was great.
Both of those stories explains why we're friends.
Although I feel like this was a little bit weirder than Archie just going out to ride on his bike.
Yeah, but I think we would have seen a kid riding on his bike on his own and thought, nah, he's not ready for the sewers. Right, episode 8.
Episode 8, it's been great.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, thank you.
We've had some good debate. Innit, mate?
Why could I not think of anything?
That's right. Don't hate.
Oh, stop it.
Honestly, you're doing great.
Oh, you're too quick. I can't think of any.
His head's in a state.
Oh. This is actually annoying me now because I can't think of anything else.
Wait.
Oh, give over.
Right.
On that note.
Happy chatting. See you guys.